Hello everybody and welcome to Critical Role Recap episode 6. And today, in this episode, the group starts out by playing a game, a drinking game where they can get to know each other. They roll, so whoever rolls the highest gets to ask the question, whoever rolls the lowest gets to answer the question. It's a very fun game. We learn some interesting stuff. A really interesting thing we learned is about Laudna's, her patron, who is, spoiler alert, again, spoiler for all these things. Her patron is Delilah, Her patron is Delilah Briarwood, which is very interesting. We kind of learn a bit of Laudna's background, her history, how she is actually dead, but, you know, this is confirmation that she is a reborn, so things we already knew, but it's always nice to get a little bit of confirmation for stuff like this. So, we also learned that fresh cut grass has some memory loss, or has blocks in their system that don't allow them to share certain things about their creator, Dancer. So, the party then decides, after this whole thing of getting to know each other and having a good time, that they want to go and speak with the Corsairs and ask them about some information and try to get more on their good side. So they do ask them about some stuff, but they mainly ask them about Lord Esteros and what they think about him, what the rumors are around the streets. They tell them that maybe Lord Esteros, there's at least a rumor, that maybe Lord Esteros killed his previous patron, and that's how he got his home. There's also a rumor that he's a vampire, which would be pretty interesting. So yeah. Which, you know, I like a lot, but the Corsairs really just don't like people with money. They more like to give it out instead of actually keeping it for themselves, which we can see from their place of business. So, but after this, they go back to Lord Esteros, and throughout this session, they've been asking people, hey, when you look at our party, when you look at us, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? The first thing was like trouble. This one, I forgot the word. Dang it. But anyway, they're trying to find a name for their group, but everybody gives them like something that doesn't always work out. So they're working on it. They're working on it. So they speak to Lord Esteros about any jobs, and if he could get them that letter of recommendation that he said that he could get them to the college, and he tells them a few things, some information on the person that Dorian and his friends Orym and Fern are looking for, and that he's actually, his street name, or it used to be, The Anger, and that he works for, or did work for, some twins that were of this high-ranking family, but those twins recently got attacked and were killed, and The Anger was actually incapacitated, and right now he's knocked out, not able to talk and stuff. And Orym realizes that the attack that happened to The Anger and his bosses is very similar to an attack that happened to the Arashari, which is why Orym, Dorian, and Fern are on this quest right now. So it's pretty interesting. And then Lord Esteros does tell them that the theater people have gone missing, and so if that is a quest they could go on. So after some talking to each other and throughout the session, they're deciding what to do, but they finally decided to go to the theater. And here, Dorian, he forks over 10 platinum to get them into a box seat at the theater. And that's pretty insane. We know Dorian comes from a money family, but just being able to throw out 10 platinum like it's nothing, that's pretty crazy. Because 1 platinum equals either 10 or 100 gold, whatever. But so that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money just to be like, hey, here's that for you. Anyway, so they do that. They get their box seats, but then the party tries and fails to get some information out of the patrons that work at the theater. They try to kind of sneak it in, but then they try to be up front, and it just doesn't work out. They're not the most charismatic group. They really kind of need a confident face of the party, because Dorian is great at being a bard, but he's not very confident in himself or his own skills. So, after this, a worker at the theater tells Dorian that somebody is here to talk to him personally, just him. After some back and forth, Dorian finally decides to go and talk to this person. Turns out it is Dorian's brother, and Dorian kind of asks about his parents, but his brother's like, it doesn't matter, I followed in your footsteps. And it's just interesting that we've had a lot of hints here and there, a lot of questions about Dorian's family and whatnot, but we finally are going to learn a bit about Dorian's family. Afterwards, Dorian goes back to his friends and tells them, oh, it was just somebody who loves his music, so he's lying to people, which we do know Dorian has a shady side, so it's really interesting to see that. I'm sure he'll probably tell Orm and Fern in confidence when it's just them, but for now, that was episode 6. Pretty interesting. I like that. It was pretty intriguing. There wasn't any combat. It's no super high intense moments, but it was a very intriguing, interesting episode where we learned a lot of stuff. And one of my favorite moments from the episode is when Dorian gets advantage on a performance check, and he rolls not 1, but 2 natural 20s, and he does amazing. So, this has been Critical Role Recap Episode 6. By the time this goes up, it will be Episode 7 tomorrow, and so I'm really excited for that. This campaign's interesting. It's really fun to be a part of everything when it's just getting started, before we actually have a specific direction this campaign is going. And the party is great. Still no Travis, but hopefully he'll be in with it either this coming week or within the next couple of weeks. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. It has been fantastic to see you all, and goodbye.